Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, stay around, subscribe. You know all the YouTuber things that you know how to do. And if you've returned back to my channel, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and I hope that you're here to stay for a very long time. And today, if you hadn't gathered by the title of the video or what I'm standing in front of, we have a bookshelf tour, guys. So you know the drill. Grab a drink, grab a snack, get comfy, and we're just going to get into the video. So this is just the overview. So we've got a cute little rose. We've got a kind of little cute plant. We then have a star that I've got. We've then got another 2 candles that I like to have. We've then got another book nook that me and my partner have made. I've then got another candle. I've got kind of a plant pot with some artificial flowers. This does light up, but I do need to charge it, and it's really cute. I then have another one of those artificial plant pots, and then I just have a hanging one which kind of comes over like this, and this is pretty much what's on the top of my bookshelves for decoration as well. So the first one I am going to show you is my mystery and thrillers, and then kind of like general fiction, historical fiction. It kind of just goes in. So for the first bit, we've got kind of all my thrillers. So we've got a big old load of Frida McFaddens. We then have just Colleen Hoover Verity. We've got The Fall by Louisa Jensen. We have some Lisa Jewell ones, some Alice Feeney. We've then got a few other ones. We've got The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. We've got The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. We've got The Silent Patient by Alex McLeod, and then we have The Interview by C.M. Owen. And then on this one, it's kind of like my kind of mysteries and kind of a bit of YA on here as well. So we have the Lady Hardcastle Mysteries by T.E. Kinsley. Now, as you can tell, I'm a massive fan of these books because I have every single one of them in the series, and I just love these. I think they're really cute, they're really cozy, and they're kind of just what I sometimes need when I want to read a mystery, but I don't want to read something that's really overwhelming. Like, these are just cute and really cozy, and they're so lovely. We then have the 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, and I really enjoyed that book. I liked the kind of Groundhog Day experiment, but also him being the person being in different characters, which I really did enjoy. We then have Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, which I did enjoy. I think it was one of those where I wouldn't know what I was expecting, but it didn't disappoint. We then have my Richard Osman kind of we have my Richard Osman Thursday Murder Club books, and I do have the 5th one on my TBR card, which you can kind of see is there. And then we have it is a trilogy, but I do only have the 2 books, and it's the None Shall Sleep ones by Ellie Marney, and I love that series. It was really good. I then have the first 4 books in the Finlay Donovan series. So I've got Finlay Donovan Is Killing It, Finlay Donovan Knocks Them Dead, Finlay Donovan Jumps a Gun, and Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. I think there's 1 or 2 more in the series, but I haven't started it. I then have my Good Girls Guide to Murder ones. I then have just this cute little murder mystery book club one, and it's just literally the cutest. I need to take off the stickers because I didn't realise that these ones, you can take the stickers off. And then I have my A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, A Murder in the Family, and then Love Letters to Serial Killers. And then down here is kind of like my more hardcovers, and these kind of have both mystery thrillers, and then we go into like the YA section. So I have The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. I really enjoyed that book. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I thought I would. I then have The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. We've got None of This Is True. We've got We Solve Murders by Richard Osman, and this is his kind of newer series that he's released, and the 2nd book comes out very soon, which I'm very excited about. We then have my Kerry Maniscalco Stalking Jack the Ripper series. We then have a few Holly Jackson, and then we pretty much just go into my Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I've got the Grandest Game ones, I've got the Inheritance Games ones, which is those 3 and then those 2, I believe. And then I do also have my Natural series there, and then just a picture when I was younger with me and my mum on a roller coaster, which I thought was quite cute. Here we've kind of got more of my kind of, I don't know, like general fiction, literary fiction, historical fiction. So I just want to say we've got The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. We have The Favourites by Lane Fargo, which I don't know whether I spoke to you guys about it on here or whether it's my TikTok, but I need to give this a really good go because I rated it the first time 3 stars, but everyone was rating it 5 stars and I was in a slump. We then have Carrie Soter's back. We have Jeanette McCurdy, I'm Glad Your Mum Died. I've got Atmosphere, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Forever Interrupted, Daisy Jones and the Six, Malibu Rising, After I Do, and One True Love, all by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We then have 3 Kristen Hannah books here. We've got The Nightingale, The Woman, and Homefront. And then we do have The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. And then we just have this really cute little book nook that me and my partner made. And it was one of my birthday presents. It should be in the birthday weekend vlog. You would have seen this. This is my fantasy one, and it does go all the way down, but I am going to have to show you guys. I'm just going to move you a little bit just so you can see more of it. So up here we have my Sarah J Maas bookshelf. So we've got a kind of cute few little kind of decorations. So this is not even on my level. It's just a cute artificial plant. And then here I've got all of my ACOTAR books. We then have Throne of Glass, and then we have The Crescent City, and it's just got a cute little I love a coffee latte, and they're called Punchkins, and they're just cute little teddies, and I just like having them on here. They display really nicely as well. And then on here it's more of like my, I don't really know, like my series and kind of like vampires and kind of mythical creatures and things like that. So we've got the Filthy Rich Vampire series here by Geneva Lee. We've got the House of Ash and Shadow, House of War and Bone, and House of Light and Leather by Leah Stone. We also have the Kings of Avalier series also by Leela Stone. We then have all of my Holly Black ones. So we've got The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, Queen of Nothing, Typh, Valiant, and Ironside. So these are 2 series that she wrote. We then have the start of my Clarissa Broadbent journey, which is The Serpent that Wings of the Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I do need to get the next 2 in here. I have read them all. I just wanted the physical copies. We then have the first 3 books in A Court This Cool and Lovely by Stasia Stark, which is the Kingdom of Lies books. And then we have 2 Ali Hazelwood books, which is Bride and Mate. And then on here, I don't really know. I just think, again, it's more kind of like series building. So we have the 3 books in the Powerless series here that are in paperback. We then have these Hollow Vows and these Twisted Bonds. We have my Prison Healer series. We've got Phantasma and Enchanter by Kaylee Smith. We've got This Woven Kingdom. We've got The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. We've got V. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Ada LaRue. Guys, if you have not read this book, I literally solely recommend. This book is stunning. We then have my kind of Twin Crowns universe. So we've got Twin Crowns, Cursed Crown, Burning Crowns, and then we've got the kind of spin-off, which is Captain of the Fates and King of the Bees. We then have my Accomplice to the Villain series here, Assistant to the Villain, here, and I am patiently waiting for the 4th book. We then have These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, and then we have Bodyguard. So down here, we've got quite a few other series. You are so far up, I do apologise. So we've got the Shatter Me series here. We've then got the Renegade series, which is Renegades, Arch Enemies, and Supernova by Marissa Myers. And I'm not being funny, guys. Like, this book was stunning. It was literally stunning. We then have the first book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, because my other 2 are in hardcover, and then I do have the Caraval series here. We then have the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and then we have Silver Elite. And we just have this really cute little artificial plant, and then we do just have kind of like a, I don't know, just a sit-in vase. I just haven't put anything in it. And then we do have the Dark Lord's Guide to Dating and Other War Crimes. And then here is pretty much my Cassandra Clare shelf. And then I do just have an artificial Winnie the Pooh pot, which I thought was really cute. And all of my Cassandra Clare goes here. And then this is the start of my hardcovers. So I've got Alchemized. I've got the Letters of Enchantment series. I've got the next set of like the spin-off for this one, which is the Found Lady Fortune series. I've then got Fearless and Fearful by Lauren Roberts. I've got Our Infinite Fates. I've got Direbound and Furybound here. We then have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which is here. We then have The Stolen Hair and The Prisoner Throne, also by Holly Black. And then I do just have my 2 hardcovers of The Ballad of Never After and A Curse for True Love, and then I also have Alchemy of Secrets, also by Stephanie Garber. So that is kind of the start of where my hardcovers start. Then have the other fantasy shelves which are here. So I've got another load of hardcovers here. So, and then I've just got this. There is nowhere in existence you could be that I wouldn't find you violence, and it's from Fourth Wing, and I absolutely love this. So I'm just going to put that here for a moment. So we've got the Quicksilver and Brimstone by Callie Hart. We've got Fear of the Flames and Wrath of the Dragons. We've got my Fourth Wing books. We've then got the Kristen Ciccarelli series. So I don't know if that one's a series, but this is a duology, the Crimson Moth duology. We've then got Starside, which if you don't know, get to know because it's stunning. We have Watch Me and Release Me, which is the new series that Tahira Mafi's doing for the spin-off of Shatter Me. And then we have my Lightlark series as well, and then just a little cute kind of reading one here, super cute guys. We then have some more paperback series here. So we have the first two books in the Gods of Monster series, which is the Book of Azrael and the Throne of Broken Gods. I have got the third one on my cart. And then we have the don't know why there's a bit of hair there. And then we do have the Kindred Curse Saga series. So I've got book 1, book 2, book 3. And I'm very excited for book 4 to come out. So I'm just going to put this back up here. And then we do just have Shields of Sparrows, because this is where the second load of hardcovers will sit as well. So I can't put them in here because there's not enough room, and I just thought it'd be really cute to have it balanced really nicely. And we do just have Shield of Sparrows, which is in this week's reading vlog that's due to go up on the Sunday. So you will also see my thoughts and opinions on here. So now I'm going to go down here where our romance starts. We have the start of our romance book. So I've just got this cute book lover plaque, which was really cute. My mum got it for me for my birthday. So to go in, we are more sports romance, and then we go into small town romances. So on the sports romance side, we've got more kind of hockey, like ice hockey, and then we go into different sports. But we have the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer. We have the Icebreaker series. We've then got the Off Campus series. We've then got the Off the Ice series by Bal Cahabra. I've got the first 3 books. I'm waiting for Embrace to come out, guys, and I cannot wait. I have From Lukoff with Love by Mariana Zapata, and I do have my Grace Riley books. So these are all different ones. So this one is about, I think it's American football. We have one that's about baseball. We've got one that's about hockey, and then we've also got one that's also about, I think that's like volleyball and hockey or something like that. So we do have quite a few of sports romances. And then we've just got the 2 Anna Huang, the striker and the defender, which is her Gods of Game series, which is her new one. We then have down here, we've got our Formula 1 kind of area. So I've got the first 2 books in the Cross the Line series by Simone Soltani. And then I do have my Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I then have my Windy City kind of area. So we've got In Our Own League, Mile High, The Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along, and Rewind It Back, all by Liz Tomfordy. And then I have my Boys of Toman series here. On this one, we then have more of my kind of small town romances. So we've got my Abby Jimenez section. We've got Cute Little Turtle here as well. We then got my Lauren Asher series, which is the Dreamland Billionaire and the Lakefront Billionaires. We've then got some Elena Armas one. So we've got Spanish Love Deception, American Roommate Experiment, The Long Game, Fiancé Dilemma. We've got When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Soul Searching by Lila Sage. We've got the Good Girl Complex and Bad Girl Reputation by Elle Kennedy. And then we've just got my Baby Dragon Cafe books there. We then have the first 2 books in her, whatever this series is called, but I've got Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. And then I do have Out on a Limb and Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, which I absolutely love. We're then going to move on to the last section over here. So this is the last section, and this is kind of all of my romance, and then it leads into my dark romance. So I feel like we're just going to get started. So up here, we've just got some more small town romances and also a very cute Mickey Mouse artificial plant. And then we've got the Dream Harbour Billionaire. Yeah, the Dream Harbour series. We've got the Lucy Score books, Things We Never Got Over, Things We Left Behind, things we hide from the light and things we left behind. Sorry, and then we do just have a collector's edition of The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter, and I do really want to finish that series. We then have my Anna Huang section that I kind of just wanted to put here. I was hoping to try and get all of her series on here, but it didn't work, which I'm really sad about. But we have the Kings of Sin series, and then we've also got the Twisted series here. We then have my Emily Henry shelf, and Emily Henry has become very quickly an author I literally am obsessed with. So I have all of her books here. So I've got Great Big Beautiful Life, Happy Place, Funny Story, Beach Read, Book Lovers, and You and Me on Vacation. You and Me on Vacation. You and Me on Vacation is not my favourite, guys. And then we kind of go into cowboy romances. This is my Elsie Silver shelf, and then we've just got a cute little thing that says Cowboy Romance Ranch, and I just think that looks so pretty and goes with Elsie Silver so much. So I've got her newest one, Fever Dream. We've then got Chestnut Springs. We've got Wild Side, we've then got Photo Finish, and then we, not Photo Finish, sorry, the Off to the Races series, and then I do just have two other ones in here, which is Live, Ranch, Love and Riding the Line by Emma Lucy, and then we are just going to go to the bottom, and we can look at the other cowboy romance one. So there's a better look at my Elsie Silver stuff, and then down here we have got, we've got this series, I think it's the Bell Buckle series, I think that's what it's called. Let me just see if it is. I think this is the Bell Buckle series, and this is by Carly Brenner, and I believe she's an indie published author, and I stumbled upon them on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm obsessed, and I have got the first 4 books, so I'm waiting for the 5th book, which I have read. I'm waiting for it to come out on paperback. I then have Rootbound by Tara Dewitt, and then I do have my Lila Sage. We then have a cute little kind of cowboy boot here, and then we do just have Cowboy Romance Book Club here as well, which normally sits around here. We then have the first 2 books in the Hold in the Rain series. I don't actually know what this series is called. Is it called Hold in the Rain? No, it's called the Silver Pines series, sorry. And then I also have the 3rd book in the, I don't know what this series is called. Hold on. I don't know what this series is called. I don't know what this series is called. But it's this series. And I've got the 3rd book because I found it, but I have read the first one and the 3rd one, and I do need to go back and read the 2nd one, guys. And then down here I just have another cute little one. It's just a cute little plot with some artificials, and then I have my Magnolia Parks one, and then I have the Reader. I'm hoping to get the old edition of Magnolia Parks just to have them stand up here, because I think that would be really pretty. So we have the My Roommate is a Vampire series by Jenna Levine, which I love. I then have some Megan Clawson books who I recently discovered, and she has done The Fallen Half of the Royal Guard, Love at First Night and Kilted Lovers. We then have the X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. We then have some Lucy Score books. So we have by The Worst Best Man, Maggie Moves On, and By a Thread by Lucy Score. We then have my 2 Ashley Poster books, which is The Dead Romantics and The 7-Year Slip. We've got Savour It by Tara Dewitt. We've got 2 Catherine Center books. We've got The Rom-Commers and The Bodyguard. We have Close Protection by Eden Victoria. 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. We have The Bride Test by Helen Hoang, I think that's how you say it. We then have 2 Rebecca Yarros ones, which is The Things We Leave Unfinished in the Last Letter, guys. I'm absolutely obsessed. We then have Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. We then have Skip to the End by Molly James. Love in the Time of Serial Killers. We've got How to Fake It in Hollywood, Made in Manhattan, and then we just have my 3 Christina Lauren books. And then we have my Ali Hazelwood books here. So we've got Love Theoretically, Not in Love, Love to Loathe You, Love on the Brain, Love Hypothesis, and Check and Mate. I feel like I need to read Problematic Summer and Deep End, because I feel like it would be nice to read them. I haven't read them yet. We then have pretty much my Lynn Painter here. So we have Mr. Wrong Number, The Love Wager, Betting on You, Nothing Like the Movies. I do need to collect Better Than the Movies by her as well, because I have read that. And I also want to see what her new one's about, Fake Skating. And then I do just have 2 Beth O'Learys, and then I just have another Punchkins one here. And then now we're kind of getting into our dark romance. So we have this cute little plaque that says Mafia Boss Romance. Lodge, and this is where like a lot of my Mafia ones sit. So I have the Cruel Obsession and Deadly Obsession, and this is by J.L. Beckman and C. Holman, and I really enjoyed them. These were the kind of first ones that I read to get back into reading. I've then got the Beauty and Lies series by Adeline Forrest. I've got my Sadie Kincaid ones here. So I've got the New York Ruthless series, and then I've got LA, I think it is. Is it, or is it New York? And no, that's the New York series, sorry. No. Is it New York or LA? Yeah, it's LA Ruthless, and then the New York ones. I've got Secret Obsessions by Jessie Jocelyn. I then have the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. I then have Blood and Roses by Callie Hart, which I did not like, guys. We then have Pen Pal, because I didn't really know where to put it. We then have Bad Bishop and The Kiss Thief by LJ Shen. So I usually have my little table in front of me. I have just moved it over there, and it just has kind of like my book club picks, vase with some flowers, my TBR jar lives there, and a candle. It's just something cute, and you can see the flowers there that I usually keep. So this is more of my kind of dark romance, and we just have this little plaque that says dark romance in, and it's just really cute. So starting here, we've got my H.G. Colton books. So we have Where's Molly, Does It Hurt, Haunting and Hunting Adeline. We then have my Rena Kent section. My Rena Kent section is definitely growing. So we have the Viper series here, which I am currently waiting for the third book to go. We then have my Legacy of God series. So we've got God of Malice, God of Pain, God of Wrath, God of Ruin, God of Fury, and God of War. We then have the Touch of Darkness series by Scarlett St. Clair, sorry. And then we just have my Emily McIntyre Never After books. And then just down here, we have the first two books in the Devil Knight series. And then we have my Exodus series, no, the Ravenhood series. So yeah, the Ravenhood series by Kate Stewart, which is Flop, Exodus, and The Finish Line. And then I just have two. I like my Fictional Men one, and just a cute little frog that Matt got me for Christmas one time. So they kind of just live here at the moment. But that is pretty much my bookshelves, if I'm being honest. And so that is the end of today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this. And I do just want to preface, like, this has been years of me collecting all of these books to read. This hasn't been something that's been so short, and I've just done it, like, this has been for years. And I genuinely can't tell you, like, how happy I am to have such a lovely library room. I also work in here as well, so it's sometimes really nice when I'm having a rough day that I can just turn around and be like, do you know what, I'm absolutely loving this. But I hope that you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTuber stuff you know how to do, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.